Hi everyone, welcome back to In the Ring.
It's
Why do you do that every time?
I don't know.
It sounds actually stupid.
It's like I don't know, it's like an impulsive, like I just want to do that. I don't know why.
Do you know what I hate when people use intrusive and impulsive wrong? Like intrusive versus impulsive thoughts.
Do people do that? Did I just do that?
No, you did it right.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
Who does that?
A lot of people online, they'll be like, do you ever have an intrusive thought to like da-da-da-da? It's different.
No. You know what really drives me?
What?
Is when people use the word ignorant wrong.
Yeah.
Like when someone's being rude and you're like, you're being ignorant.
And that's not
like, that's not how you say it. That's not what you don't use that word that way.
Right.
Oh my God, it irks me.
Also, my nails might look like dirty, but they're not dirty. I put paint on Lavender's hand and dipped it in, like I dipped her paint in dipped her hand in black paint, and then I put it on like a wooden ornament to put like her first Christmas handprint, and I got black paint all over my nails, and because my nails are lifting because they're a month and a half old and I haven't taken them off, there's black all over my nails, so I look dirty, but it's just black paint, and I'm taking them off because we're doing a Christmas photo shoot. Yeah, we're one of those families where we do Christmas photo shoots.
Yeah, Karlee booked it. I think it'll be good. Whatever. It's just for us anyway. It's not like we're going to send out cards.
Yeah, I was going to send out cards, but I'm like, everyone just takes the cards and throws them out.
Yeah, nobody cares.
I'll print out maybe like 2 of them for like your mom and my mom.
Yeah, other than
they'll
that, though,
actually
like,
keep them.
yeah,
but other than that,
yeah, you send it to like your uncles and your aunts. Like nobody cares.
Honestly, if you've ever sent me a Christmas card, it's gone straight to the trash. And I know that's mean, but that's just the truth.
I feel like we're just gonna keep it real. Like, what did we say last podcast? Oh no, the one with you talking about people's grandmothers or grandfathers. Yeah, but people
actually agreed with me.
I know, there was a ton. I was actually
I
shocked.
thought people were gonna be so mad at me.
No, there were a lot of people that agreed.
The only people that would have been mad are people that still talk about their dead grandparents.
No, I know, and I mean that is real though. Like honestly, okay, for me, there is a lot of people out there. There are a lot of people out there that keep cards as like a sentimental value,
which we do now. I hole punch them and I put them in a binder.
Yeah, we started that with our wedding cards.
Yes,
so all of our wedding cards we still have.
Yes,
which is cool. But other than that, though, like birthdays, whatever, Christmas cards. I mean, realistically, I feel like a lot of people just throw them out. Like they'll keep them, it's nice, and then they just toss them, and that's.
Well, it's because like, what am I gonna do with them?
Dude, I have a whole room full right now.
I would have
cards.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't like that stuff. Also, do we address that Sick isn't here because he was sick last week and he did ask to come on, and we do feel bad because we do miss him. He definitely brings a way more better vibe. His vibe is significantly better.
He brings the comedic relief to.
Yes.
Because again, Karlee and I are together. Karlee and I are together literally 24/7.
Yeah.
And when we're making jokes, the camera's not even on you. So go again. So when we come on the podcast, we're literally talking like we talk all day, every day.
Yeah.
And so when Sick comes here, it brings in like a third party, and obviously it makes things a little bit better, right? But sorry, Sick.
And it's like our social time, and Sick is nice to be around, so.
Yeah, we wanted him here, but again.
Not worth the risk, unfortunately.
Yeah, but hopefully by next week, he feels good. We're good. We're back.
And I really appreciate him even like saying that he wasn't feeling good.
Yeah,
that's a huge thing for us.
We've been like super adamant on it, and we figured when you're excited to do something each week, I can understand that people might downplay their symptoms or like, oh yeah, I just have the sniffles or I have allergies or whatever stuffy nose, whatever. But no, he was like super transparent and
I appreciate
told
that
us he was. Yeah, we do appreciate
it.
If you're listening, Sick, thank you. Appreciate
He's
you.
probably not.
No, probably
not.
Like,
this is the worst podcast. He's like, I'm on this podcast, but it's still shit.
He's like, yeah, I would never listen to it otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't blame him.
It's bad.
It's a bad podcast.
Yeah, so I think today we're going to do a lot of emails. Just reading some. Again, when we did Couples in the Ring, we had probably a surplus of like 300 emails that we just never got to because we obviously canceled the show. So we have a lot to read from, but these ones I'm going to read are more recent from this iteration of the podcast.
I have a bunch of other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, no, I'm just prefacing what's gonna happen. So continue though. Do your thing.
Well, I wanted to talk about talking about the Christmas pictures and stuff. I wanted to originally get matching PJs because it's easy and comfy. But honestly, it's a little bit. I'm just gonna say it. If you're offended, then maybe it's it's a little gay. I don't care. Get mad at me for saying that. I don't care. Josh wearing matching PJs with us is a little gay. Are you going to say anything? He can't multitask.
No, sorry. I'm still trying to find emails here.
We don't need to jump into the emails right away. Relax.
Okay, continue your thought.
It's a little gay if you wear matching PJs with us.
Oh, yeah, no. I was yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Cuz it's gay.
It's not even like
if you guys are mad, then you're not watching the right podcast.
Yeah, it's a joke, guys. It's a joke. But anyway,
you are like not in it right now. What is your issue?
No, I don't know. I'm a little, my mind's a little
slow.
No, not slow.
No,
well, yeah,
no, it's slow.
That's true. Yeah, it's
sure.
slow. No, I'm just like everywhere, anywhere, all at once. You know, isn't that a movie?
Okay, are you gonna say anything worth
That's
anything?
not cool. I'm not gonna do that. We're not doing that.
Anyways, I was in Walmart looking for clothes for us to wear because it's all gonna revolve around what I'm wearing. And by the way, there was like no clothes for Lavender that I could find. Can you mark that she's awake?
Yeah.
She wants the microphone. And so anyways, I was in Walmart and I wore a hat that day because my hair has not been, I keep going to bed with my hair wet because also my hair is getting greasy really fast. Don't know why. Anyway, so I was in Walmart and I had a hat on and I literally had to take my hat off to look at clothes. And so I made a TikTok. I'm like, why do I feel like I can't see when I have a hat on? It doesn't even make any logical sense, but it feels like I cannot see with a hat on. And then all of the comments, which I thought I was going to get roasted for, like people are like, that's stupid. But I got so many comments where it's like, oh, like when you can't park when there's music on or when you can't hear with sunglasses on. Like the first comment or like one of the most liked comments was, I can't hear with sunglasses on.
No, mine's I can't find an address with the music playing.
It's
I
like,
have to turn the music down to find an address. Like when I'm looking, I'm like, nah, I can't focus. I don't know what it is.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's the truth. Like I cannot see with a hat on.
That just shows like, I don't know. I always feel like, you know, everybody has such a unique experience in life, but we just don't.
No,
everybody
we don't.
lives the same life.
Yes.
Like pretty damn close.
I have to take my hat off when I'm driving, and if I have sunglasses on when I'm driving, I gotta take them off. I'm like, I'm gonna get in an accident.
I don't have that experience with the hat. I can wear a hat.
But do you think it's because you've worn it so?
Yes. Yeah, I'm used to
it.
it.
It's like as a girl, if you've ever had like eyelashes on and then you take your eyelashes off, you're like, oh my gosh, I can see so much more because you don't realize that you're looking at your eyelashes all day long.
I also don't wear a hat that much, actually, because I would.
You used to. When we first started dating, he would literally fall asleep with his hat on, like as if I didn't know he was bald. What were you doing?
No.
Yeah. Like you would have it on all the time.
I have my hat on all the time, yeah.
And you would fall asleep with it
But
on.
I
almost literally was like, this guy has to be psychotic.
But I was newly bald. But I don't know why I fell asleep with it on. That's weird.
All the time.
You knew I was bald.
Oh, I know. And I'm like, is he trying to pretend like he's not bald right now?
No, it was no.
He would fall asleep with jeans on and his hat on and be snoring. And I was like,
I could still do that. I could still fall asleep with jeans on.
Oh my, I can't even lay in bed with pants on. It drives me up a wall. Oh God, how long has that been on?
That's fine.
Oh, it doesn't have to do with our podcast?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's still recording.
I don't understand how you do it. I can't fall asleep I sleep completely naked.
Karlee is like weird. She literally gets in bed and the first thing she has to do is strip down. She just can't lay in bed with clothes on. She's such a weirdo.
Unless they're really, really, really loose pants.
Yeah, you've just never. I can go to bed with shorts, jogging pants, a t-shirt, socks. I don't care. Like I don't
psychotic.
care. Yeah, I don't care. You are, on the other hand, are like complete opposite.
Oh, completely.
But I feel like I have a different. So my whole thing is like I want to be prepared for anything.
I've totally been like, okay, if there's a fire and I gotta run outside,
yeah, you're
naked.
Screwed.
But then I'm like, maybe the fire trucks will come to our house quicker.
Yeah, well,
right?
Well, they don't know you're naked until they get here.
Oh,
then
they'll see me down the street.
Then they're just gonna be distracted. They're like, yeah, this fire really sucks. Gonna have to.
Can you tell me all about it in detail? While I write this down?
I know your house is burning down currently, but we're gonna need some information.
You don't think that they'd come faster because I'm naked? Well.
Anyway, stupid jokes. What else? What else do you have on your little agenda of things you wanted to talk about?
That's all I wanted to talk about.
That was it?
The whole podcast was going to be about me being naked and getting saved.
No, and then the hat thing is what you were talking about.
You know what did suck, though? Because I sleep naked, when I was pregnant with Lavender, I randomly went to bed totally fine, and I woke up in the middle of the night like, oh my God, I'm going to hurl. And it was like instant. Like I just woke up and instantly had to throw up. And Josh was like, I think you thought it was morning sickness, but I knew it wasn't because it felt not like morning
Yeah,
sickness. And I was projectile vomiting over the toilet naked.
Oh, yeah,
and that was very embarrassing.
You got really sick. Like, not
Twice.
even morning sickness, just like actually sick with lavender.
Like,
I
yeah,
remember
like
that.
some, I don't know if it was like a 24-hour stomach flu or like food poisoning.
Actually, let's talk about right before you gave birth, like a week before. Did we talk about that ever?
Wait,
what
why?
happened? Like, what
about
happened
it?
with it?
What?
Like, you going to the hospital?
What are you talking about? A week before?
Yeah.
Oh, my nose.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Did we ever talk about that?
I don't think so.
So I was at work, and again, I work from home.
This is a good story, actually.
Yeah, I know, and we've never talked about it. So I work from home, thank God, because especially because of a situation like this, it's like I'm very thankful I work from home. So I was at work. I had literally just got off my first break. I went back, and you're like, she called. I don't know if you texted me or whatever, and you're like, my nose won't stop bleeding.
I had one of my main pregnancy symptoms is nosebleeds.
But you've had nosebleeds in the past.
Yeah, but only
never,
when I was pregnant with Luca and pregnant with her. And I think I maybe had 2 other, like I haven't had a nosebleed since.
Yeah, didn't you have one on the plane or something, or in Florida, or like in the car? What happened there? Oh no, you were puking. That was from.
But like I've only had nosebleeds when I was. It seems like I had a lot because I've been pregnant 2 out of the 3 years we've been together.
That's true.
But I only have nosebleeds while I'm pregnant. It's like so odd.
So
I had like probably 20 with her.
I think what happened was her nose was bleeding, and like she usually wouldn't text me if she had like a little nosebleed. She would typically just like let it happen, whatever. But I think it got to a point where it was bleeding for like, I think it was like 5 minutes straight or like 10 minutes straight at that point.
10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like 10 minutes straight, and she's like, hey.
And it wasn't slowing down.
Yeah, she's like, hi, Bubs. Hi. She's like, yeah, my nose won't stop bleeding. I was like, oh, that sucks. What the hell? Like, that's weird. And then she's like, no. Like, it's not stopping at all. I literally don't know what to do. And so I literally, I don't know. I keep saying literally. I went upstairs. I was like, okay, what's going on? Her nose was absolutely gushing, and I'm like, okay.
To the point where I was I was trying to hold it to make it stop, and it was it was going back into my head.
Yeah, and the other nostril.
Out of the other nostril.
It was
and then
crazy.
Also in the back of my throat.
So
then I started.
Yeah.
I started puking up blood. Mm-hmm. Because it was like there was just so much blood coming everywhere that I was there seriously.
Mind you, Karlee's like 37, 38 weeks pregnant at this point, like ready to go.
Well, no, I went into the hospital on Wednesday. I got induced on Friday. So I was like 30, almost 39.
Well, it was the week before that, yeah.
Oh.
You went on the Monday a week prior. So you would have been like 38 weeks.
Yeah.
So 38 weeks pregnant. Now we're panicking because I'm like, okay, you're throwing up blood. Your nose is gushing nonstop. We cannot stop it.
It was everywhere, and then along the whole bathroom, and I was naked in a Udi.
So I think
I'm always naked.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what prompted it was like as soon as she started getting sick, I was like, okay, well,
I was crying.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, this is bad now.
And the reason why we knew how long it was is because I texted him a picture when it started, and it was seriously, I think it was like 12 or 13 minutes later. And it was still gushing. And like, a nosebleed, it's like fast. It's a lot of blood. It's not a small amount. It was a lot of blood. It was a lot for a long time. And it started to the point where I'm puking and it's coming out of the other nose. The other nose. I have 2 noses. It was coming out the other nostril. So I was bleeding out of both nose. Why do I keep saying
both noses?
2 noses. Both nostrils and puking. All at the same time and crying while I'm naked and pregnant and there's blood and snot everywhere and I was passing huge clots, humongous clots.
And so that prompted us to be like, all right, we're going to call an ambulance here because it's not stopping and
honestly,
it's kind of scary.
Honestly, if it wasn't a nosebleed, I would have just drove. And it's only because I'm pregnant because I needed it to stop. I didn't think I was dying or anything. It just wasn't stopping.
And
I didn't want blood to go all in the car.
It was only because you were 38 weeks pregnant and we're like, okay, well, this is kind of scary. Like, why is this stopping? And I was also
on baby aspirin.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a blood thinner. So that is what also initially was like, okay, I'm on a blood thinner. So I might need actual like medication to make this stop at this point. Because anytime you're bleeding like that on a blood thinner, you should be going to the hospital.
So anyway, we call the ambulance. Ambulance comes.
By the way.
Yeah, total
asshole.
dickheads. Total dickheads. Like, both of them actually. Well, the one was fine. The other dude was. First of all, this guy was like a surfer.
Yeah, he was like, hey.
Yeah, like first of all, you don't belong here.
He's
Go
like,
to California,
how
buddy.
are you?
Yeah, he's like, so what seems to be the problem?
Yeah,
and we're like,
take
"Okay,
a
buddy."
chill pill, dude.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the?
like,
Which I get it. I'm calling for a nosebleed, but I was very like, hey, I know this is a stupid call.
No, but I listen. I called. I said I don't know if it's necessary. I'm like,
Yeah.
my wife is 38 weeks pregnant. Her nose is not stopping, and now she's getting sick. She's vomiting blood up, which is obviously because of the nose. Whatever, it's all
Yes,
connected.
I
but,
knew it wasn't coming. I wasn't puking up blood from my stomach.
but
we knew that.
I said, I'm like, this is. I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we can send an ambulance, and they did. But anyway, the guys came, and she actually didn't
you call non-emergency?
I called non-emergency.
Yeah, because we're like, this is not 911 worthy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna call non-emergency. Anyway, surfer dude comes. Yeah, this is bad.
And again,
like,
I already felt like a nuisance. I kept apologizing.
Yeah.
I kept saying, hey, I know this is a nosebleed. Like, I know there's like more important things.
and they weren't even gonna take you. I think what happened was they took your blood pressure, and your blood pressure was elevated.
And my heart rate,
and your heart rate was
tachy
high.
or whatever. So I was like, I had a really high heart rate, which again I knew
Because you were anxious and
because
blah,
I was
blah, blah.
freaking out.
So
and
anyway,
then,
the guys were like, do you want to go? And she's like, I don't know. And then they took all that, and she's like, yeah, let's
just go. I also knew I also think they kind of took me more seriously because I'm like, I'm pregnant, so I just don't know if I'm like allowed to be losing this much blood while I'm pregnant. Like, this is a lot
That's
for me.
the only reason we were so adamant on going. But anyway,
Yeah.
we go there. They brought you in pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then they actually fixed the.
They're like, we might have to cauterize your nose.
Yeah,
they said that.
They did do something. They put like medication up in your nose.
I
or
held
something.
my nose shut for probably, I don't know. What's wrong?
Continue.
Nothing.
No, continue.
I actually held my nose shut for probably an hour. I had to hold it the entire time from when the ambulance got here to the hospital to in the fucking. I don't know why I cussed.
Yeah, I don't know why either.
That was weird.
You didn't finish it. It's okay.
In the waiting room, everywhere. I was like holding it for so long that for the next like 3 days, my hands were hurting so bad. But it did stop eventually. It was just a lot. That was like, I actually don't think it would have stopped without the medication they put in my nose.
No, it was pretty bad. So
I knew too that it was a mixture of blood thinner and being pregnant because you have more blood going through you. So I knew what it was. It was just very weird. And when they looked, oh yeah, the paramedic kept like convincing me that I was a nose picker.
Yeah, you're picking your nose. I remember that.
He's like, so what were you doing? Okay, I'm like, I forgot to tell them what I was doing when it started bleeding. I was literally pooping on the toilet.
Yeah, that's right.
I was literally pooping on the toilet, and my nose was itchy, so I itched my nose. Like I literally was like this, and it just started gushing, which is what happens every single time I have a nosebleed. I just itch my nose. And it's ever since I got my nose pierced. So he's like, what were you doing? And I'm like, oh, it was just like, I was like, this is embarrassing, but I was literally pooping. And he's like, oh, okay. Like, were you straining? I'm like, no. I was like, I was just pooping. And then my nose started bleeding. It wouldn't stop. And then he's like, oh, like, okay. He's like, I know this is embarrassing, but like, were you picking your nose? I'm like, no, I wasn't picking my nose. And mind you, I have long nails. Like, this is not going in my nose. Okay. It's not. I can only go so far. I'm like, I'm not picking my nose. And he's like, okay. He's like, well, because like all of them are usually caused by picking your nose, which is valid. And I kept telling him no, but I can't describe the way he was making me feel like I was lying to him. You remember that, right? Like,
Yes.
I'm not crazy.
No.
He was talking to me as if
he was
didn't
trying to
believe
gaslight
me.
you into thinking like, no, you were picking.
I'm
your
like,
nose.
I was not picking my nose. And I'm like, I would tell you straight up if there was something in my nose I was picking it. I was not picking my nose. I was like, it's ever since I got my nose ring. So then I go into the thing. And when I talked to the doctor, she said the same thing. She's like, oh, it's usually caused by picking your nose. And I'm like, girl, it's not. And she looked in with the thing. She's like, you know what? You're right. It's all around your nose piercing. She's like, it's all around your piercing. And she's like, it's literally coming from your nose piercing.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember telling her, ever since I got my nose pierced, that's happened. But anyways, the paramedic was trying to tell me I was a nose picker, which I'm not.
It's like, so were you like picking your nose or what? Were you digging for gold or what's going on here?
I don't know. Anyways,
He's like, it's totally chill. I do all the time.
I wish the paramedic was there when the doctor confirmed when she looked in my nose that it wasn't from me picking my nose.
Yeah, true. But anyway, that was crazy. And then the next week, you gave birth.
Yes.
So we went back-to-back hospital trips, and it was...
I was hoping, kind of, that they were just going to, like, send me up to the labor and delivery and just be like, oh, well, you're already here. Let's just
let's just get this.
No, they
let's
didn't.
get this thing going.
I guess a little minor nosebleed wasn't enough. But I guess they said that they get nosebleeds calls all the time because they just don't stop. And
yeah,
and sometimes you need to cauterize. You can't cauterize it at home. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, true. No,
and I feel like they only bring nosebleeds in because it's a mess, not because of any other reason.
No, yeah, exactly. No, that
How
totally
long
makes sense.
could you bleed with?
I don't know. Yours was bleeding for quite a while.
Like 20 minutes.
It was like,
and it's a lot of blood.
yeah, it was nonstop. But anyway, I forgot about that story, and I know we've never told it. I don't think.
I forgot about that story too.
But yeah, so let's segue because we
try not to do like crazy.
No. These ones are actually.
Ones.
This one's actually.
Okay, good.
Honestly, a lot of them have been like overly sexual and like I didn't even read you what that one actually said. Like I
true.
blurted out, or not blurted, but I diverted from actually saying what the email said. I was like, you guys are kind of over descriptive. But anyway, whatever. But this first email is discussion topic. This is more for like parents, I guess. It's like discussion topic, only children. Karlee and I have actually talked about this before, and it's actually an interesting topic. So I would like to hear your opinions in the comment section too. So my husband and I have an ongoing debate about whether it's a good idea to have just one kid. I think it can be tough on the child. They miss out on a sibling to bond with, can feel more pressure to be perfect since all the attention is on them, and may deal with loneliness, especially at home or during family events. Plus, having siblings helps with learning social skills and how to resolve conflicts. I think that the parents are doing their child a disservice if they only have one kid. On the other hand, my husband believes being an only child has its perks. Parents can give more attention and resources to just one kid, and only children often become more independent. There's no sibling rivalry, which means less stress, and they can have a closer bond with their parents. What do you guys think?
We've actually had this discussion many times.
Exact same
like,
one.
Honestly, probably every couple of weeks we have this discussion.
Yeah, because
and I'm for siblings, and Josh was for not siblings.
I'm kind of on the fence about it. I can understand why having siblings is beneficial. I grew up with a brother. We're only 3 years apart. It was definitely a benefit to have an older brother that, we were close enough in age where we could hang out and everything was fine. You, however, have siblings that are much further apart in age than you, who you wouldn't go hang out with.
I think the farthest one in age is like what, 12?
Over 12 years, yeah.
12 years. I think it's like I have 3 sisters. It's 6 years gap, 9, and then 12, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. 12 years.
I don't know. All I know is that I never felt like an only child, but I kind of did because I didn't have a sibling close in age. Now that I'm older and like Cassidy's older, and she's in her 20s, it's a little bit easier, and feels more like fine. But like when I was 6 or when I was 12 and she was 6, that's a huge gap. Like a 12-year-old doesn't hang out with a 6-year-old, right? They're two different. One's about to go into high school, one's hit puberty, and one's literally still a child. So, I've had this debate a lot with Josh, and I felt, and I don't have any cousins my age either, like first cousins. And I didn't feel lonely growing up, but I do feel like I didn't have that thing where I had like all these siblings and all these cousins that I could hang out with. I literally didn't have that because nobody was my age.
I think it's helpful to have, if you are an only child, I think it's super helpful to have cousins too. Like that obviously helps. But again, I think both of you make really good points. We've
also thought like too, like we have a savings account for Lavender.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, if we have another baby,
we're gonna have to have the same
thing or split it. So it's like making.
Yeah, but do you split it or do you?
I would just split
match it. Like, what do you do? Because I don't know. This is the thing is it's a tough topic, especially like, man, having a child is not an easy task to like raise a child, especially when they're this young. It's a lot of mental stress. It's a lot of sleepless nights. You're constantly tired. You're constantly, it's a lot of work, whatever, but you make that choice. And for me, my thing is I have a lot of those same opinions about, parents can give more attention, more resources. You don't have to worry about, like, if one child wants to play sports and the other child wants to play sports, you got to put two kids in two different sports and all this money goes out and whatever. It's like, and you could try to give that one child the best education, like put the most money into that one child versus maybe you don't have enough to do it for both, and now it's like you have to kind of downgrade it.
I think about them when they're like older and the parents are gone. That's what I think about. Also, because you can die at like 50. You don't want to, but your kid could still be pretty young and they're going to be left parentless and they have no siblings either. Like, that's a scary thing to be like by yourself at that age. I also think you have to think about when their kids, okay, are their kids other than their husband or wife, are they going to have any cousins? Are they going to have anything like that? Or nieces and nephews? Like, that's a big thing. And I feel like you're not just setting up your kid to have a sibling, but you're setting them up to have a whole family dynamic when they're older, and for their kids as well. And then for their kids' kids, because it's not just, oh, you're going to have another kid. It's like, okay, you're also making a sister or brother. You're also making an uncle or aunt to their kids. You're making cousins for your grandkids. Like, it's a huge thing. It goes down the line. And I think you have to think about in the future, like 30 years from now. I think I'm for siblings, because think about it. If your parents didn't have Jordan, Lavender would not have any cousins.
No, I listen, again, I can understand both sides of it, but I can also understand the other side.
That's if they get married. Not everybody gets married. Like, I'm the only sibling out of my 3 that are married or even with somebody or have kids.
Do you believe that in the one section there where they said it makes them more independent? Being an only child?
No, I don't.
You don't?
No. Because I had a sibling. I have 3, but I grew up with Cassidy, and I feel like I'm more independent because I had to kind of step up and learn how to cook for her and learn how to do things for her and take care of her.
So my overall opinion on it is, I think that I honestly, at this particular moment, I would love to just focus on one child. But this is the problem. I'm not opposed to having a second child because I understand the benefits, but I also just want to like put my all into her. But then the problem is, if you wait too long, now they're too far apart in age, and now it's not going to matter. When you have, again, like 6 years apart, that's still like, you're still going to have a bond, but it's not like you guys are going to hang out. So it's hard. I don't know. The problem is I don't really have an opinion on it. I think it comes down to like what you value more. Do you value your child growing up with a sibling and, you know, having that type of relationship and having that type of bond, and or do you care more about just like putting your all into one child and hoping that works? And what if they turn out to be a weirdo?
That's what I said. I said you need to have 3 kids because you need to have a buffer
child. Whoa, not 3.
Yes, you need to have 3 kids because you need a buffer child. 2 of them could be weird. 1 out of 3's got to be normal.
That's true. What if they're not? Then you're not having 4.
I know, but then also the more kids you have, the more chance of a weirdo also.
That's true. Like, what if the first one's good, the second one's good, and then you throw a wrench in it and you have a third one?
But you don't know they're weirdos till they're like in high school usually.
That's so true. You have no idea. That's so true. Okay, let's move on to another one. This one is, the title is, Do People Come Back in Your Life for a Reason? Ooh. So, hey guys, first I want to say I'm a huge fan. Keep up the great work. So I'm looking for advice and your opinion on my current situation. I have this ex-boyfriend that I dated probably 2 years ago. We weren't super long-term, but we definitely fell in love. Our relationship was amazing. He treated me perfectly, but I was also pretty young and I lived with my parents. We didn't break up for any reason that one of us did. What? Okay, I don't understand that. We actually,
like, they didn't do any. One of them didn't like cheat.
We
or
didn't
whatever.
break up for any reason that one of us.
You know
did.
what they mean? Why are you gotta?
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
Okay. We didn't break up for any reason that one of us did. They didn't do
Idiot.
Okay, sorry. My brain is fogged today. We actually broke up because of my mother. My mom was mentally unwell, and she controlled every aspect of my life. I had to stop seeing him because of my mom. A few months after we broke up, I was able to move out and live on my own, and it has been so much better. Fast forward 1 year since I've lived on my own, he has reached out to me. He has asked if we could catch up because he has been thinking about me. I let him come over to my apartment. We spent hours catching up on our lives from the last 2 years. His major red flag is that he lives with his ex-girlfriend at the moment. He has his own house, and she moved in a few weeks after they started dating. He says that he told her she has to be out by the end of November. It is mid-November right now. He also tells me that he's not looking for a relationship because of the fact that he just got out of a long-term one, which I understand. But we have hung out several times since then. We've gone intimate several times. He's taken me out, and he's asked me questions about our future and what our home will look like, what our wedding should look like. He also makes jokes about getting jealous if I was to talk to any other guy. So I'm very confused because, 1, he lives with his ex. 2, he's not looking for a relationship, but he's saying all of these things. Should I trust it? I know the kind of person I am, and if I continue to see him and get intimate with him, I'm going to catch more feelings for him all over again. I think I'm mainly struggling because we didn't end for any other reason that was in our control. Thank you for any advice. What do you think? I'm going to let you start it off because that was very long.
I think immediate, I don't think you should talk to him until his ex-girlfriend moves out.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's sus.
I also think it's sus that he's telling you about all of these, what is our house going to look like? What's our future going to look like? But then on the other hand is saying, I don't want a relationship.
Also, does the ex-girlfriend know about you? Because a lot of people, they'll be like, we're in the middle of separating or we're in the middle of this, but they never are.
Straight up still.
Yeah.
Everything.
Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
And you said it's his house that she moved into, so he could easily just be like, bye.
Yeah, they're not married. Like, why is she still there? Something's not adding up.
No, 1 + 1 is not equaling 2 right now.
No, and if you are listening to this...
It's equaling window.
Yeah, and I think if you are listening to this and you have any updates, please let us know because I'm very curious about it. I think that, again, I think he's probably bluffing. There's probably something still going on if she still lives there, especially since they're just dating. Like, I understand people sometimes have no place to go and they make you feel bad and they, like, guilt trip you, but on the other end of things, it's like if you're not married and it's his home and they've been broken up, it's like how, I mean, again, it's hard to say because if he's like, you need to be out by the end of the month and she still doesn't leave, then I would say, okay, maybe there's a separate issue here. Maybe they're still actually together.
I think that you should pursue it after.
Yeah, everything's cleared up. But then what about the fact that he's like saying,
I love how we're saying that. We're like, yeah.
Yeah, we're hypocrites, but it's okay. But this is an ex of hers. Mm-hmm. So it's harder because she said they didn't break up for any other reason other than her mother.
Right.
But then I'm thinking like, okay,
her mom's still around.
But what if the issue is that he's telling you he doesn't want a relationship and clearly you're leaning towards having a relationship with him, it sounds like. And
then why is he talking about?
That's the confusion. That's why she's confused. She's saying, why is he talking about what our life is going to look like and what our future is going to look like and what our house is going to look like if he doesn't want a relationship?
All right, 2 things. You need to stop talking to him. Sorry, I'm moving this way because she keeps grabbing the microphone. You need to talk to him after they are separated. And then when you do start talking to him again, you need to straight up ask what he wants, because
you literally need to tell him, like, and again,
and also your mom is still going to be around, so how is it not going to be the same issue the second time?
Well, she said she moved out and it was like a controlling thing like her mom had, and
usually that doesn't change, like,
so that's true
in my opinion.
But also, again, like what Karlee's saying, you need to just lay it down, like, hey, just letting you know, I'm looking, I don't know, you didn't really specify, but it seems like you're looking for something long-term again. So just tell him, hey, I'm not really interested in the whole, like, hooking up phase thing. It's like, I'm ready to settle down, or I'm ready to find my partner, or I'm ready to do this, I'm ready to do that. It's like, if you're not ready for that at this particular moment, I would rather just not pursue this. But at the same time, your feelings are clearly already there, and you're probably going to have a hard time disconnecting right now. But if you tell him, like, hey, the only thing I want is a relationship, and he doesn't respect that, or he's like, okay, never mind, then you know. Then you know what to do. But I just think it's a waste of your time. I don't even know how old you are, but I think it's a waste of time. Like when you're in
They
your
seem older. Like he has a house.
Yeah, he has a house. Like if you're in your mid 20s, even like whatever, mid to late 20s, it's like I think personally, I think it's like the time for messing around is kind of come and gone.
Yeah,
It's like
you're
there's
not
no
18 anymore.
Yeah, like man, it's time to figure
Like if you're
figure stuff
dating,
out.
you're dating to marry at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not for fun anymore, and it's like I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people out there that do that.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Well, it seems like
but it seems like
that.
you're not there, and it seems like you want more. So tell him you want more, and if he doesn't want it, then you leave.
And I really think you need to clarify the whole ex.
Yeah, because that's a little sketch to me. Again, I know people have certain
situations.
Yeah, but anyway.
One more email?
Yeah, we'll do one more. Keep talking though. I'm gonna find one.
Well, Christmas is soon, and listen, I've always loved Christmas, right? But then I also didn't because I felt like as an adult it starts to become stressful and not as exciting. But now that I have lavender, she's talking. I now find that I'm more excited for it again because I have like that little, because Christmas is magical, and it's also, you really, really like to see the kids excited and family. And when you're like an adult and all you're doing is buying things for like other people at that point, it's really not fun. It just becomes money stressful, and it's just not it. But now that we have lavender, we decided we're going to put up the Christmas tree. We bought a nice star. And I'm going to decorate, and I'm putting more effort into decorating for Christmas. She loves the tree.
Also, can I
it brings the magic back.
Can I please say something?
Yes.
Why is Amazon like
becoming
freaking Alibaba?
Yeah.
Like it's AliExpress right now on Amazon. Everything we order is like
everything
bad.
Before, it's like if you got something from Amazon, you knew it's what you were getting. You were getting it on Prime. It was good quality. Now it's like we're getting stuff and it's literally not even what is advertised. I got a tripod and it said it was like, you could see in the ad, it was like, it looked like it was like goes up to like 6 feet high. It was a selfie stick. It was like not even 2 feet long.
Dude, there's been multiple orders from Amazon that have just been junk.
Yeah.
Like it's all drop shipping now. It's all BS.
Yeah.
Like,
which we know everything comes mostly from China anyways.
Yeah, but now
at least
it's just like saturated.
Yes, Amazon at least, like what you were ordering is what you were getting.
No, it's bad. Like I don't know if
like the things are not even matching the photos.
The brands
aren't even the
like
same.
the fan we bought was crazy. So if you have been having that experience, please let us know because I feel like we're going crazy, and it's recent, and it's almost, I don't want to say every order because it's not every order, but I would say every 1 out of 5 orders is messed up. Like it's just completely not what I ordered. Like the
brand, it will be called a different brand in the photo, and then you get it, and the box is a different brand, and like it will say there's a remote, there's no remote, or the remote looks different. Like it's just crazy.
It's bad. It's
like I'm getting things from like Temu all the time. Which Temu can actually be good, but it's also could be bad. But yeah.
So yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up because it's been pissing me off lately. But anyway, this one, okay, I don't remember if I've read this or not.
Okay.
Because sometimes I'll like look to see, and then I'll forget to like.
Yes. Yeah.
So, if this sounds familiar, please let me know.
Why don't you ever mark it unread again after maybe, like when you read it, or delete it if you don't like it.
Yeah, I should start doing that, but I don't know.
Anyways.
Why I haven't. Okay, so this one's called My Fiance's Work Crush. It's already sounding familiar, so let's just make sure. It said, hi, please keep anonymous for my own sanity. That sounds familiar. 3 weeks ago, I broke down because I hear about my fiance's female coworker all the time. He works shift work, so he works 12-hour days with this woman. So he came to me and said we should have weekly relationship check-ins with each other, which I thought was a great idea at first. And then I pried and asked what he wanted to say. He said there's a whole side to him that he doesn't typically let me see because he's afraid of losing me. Then it felt like he was lying about who he was portraying himself to be all these years. We've been together 10 years, by the way. Engaged 3 weeks ago. It escalated a while later and he burst out saying, "You want honesty? You had a reason to be jealous of blank. She's into me." Which I found out he got that out of her by saying, "I know you're into me," and she agreed. He says she's easy to talk to because he has nothing to lose, but he's giving her his whole personality while I'm getting half. How messed up is that? My dilemma is it's reciprocated and she knows it. He's trying to reassure me that he doesn't want anyone else. He was just trying to be open with me, but it hurts to know this information. Why were they even having this discussion? It feels disrespectful to me to be even entertaining this conversation with her. I know she would be a problem from the moment she got into this department. He says they both won't act on it, but why was that even talked about? How do I get past this? Am I supposed to be okay with this? Oh, we have 3 kids, 9, 18 months, and 3 months. Thank you. Wow.
I think she has to poop.
Oh, you do? That's good. Cool.
Are you a pooper?
You're so cute, kid. Yeah. That's insane. Okay.
Does anyone else's baby just like I have a scratch on my nose, she's pulling my hair, and then when she nurses, she just literally beats me up. Anyways, let's answer the question. First of all, that's insane.
Yeah.
Actually insane.
So the question was, how do I get past this? Am I supposed to be okay with this?
No.
You're not. Oh, no, you're not supposed to be okay with it.
No.
You're
literally
not. Like, not at all.
No, deuces, bye.
You're absolutely, like, I understand you've been together 2 years. You just got engaged 3 weeks ago, and you have a child that's 3 months old.
And I'm sorry for him to even ask, like, or say, sorry, I know you're into me, to the other girl.
So
why are you even entertaining that at all?
Yeah, so let me break that down. I know it's not something you want to hear. I know it's something you probably know. There has absolutely been conversations that have crossed the line for it to have got to the point where he says, I know you're into me, confidently. Like saying, I know you're into me. Confident enough to say it to her and comfortable enough to say it to her.
Right, that's basically opening a door.
Yeah.
Like you're just open the door.
And there's no reason for him to have he should not have even said that. First of all, he has a fiance at home and 3 children. You guys have been together for 10 years, right? So what I would say is, you don't say that to somebody that you don't have an interest in.
Also, for him to say that he hasn't shown his whole personality for 10 years is an excuse and a lie. It's a lie and it's an excuse.
It's BS. Yeah, what else do you think about it? It's BS, huh? It's BS. It's all bad. Tell her. Say, you need to leave that man.
Say,
sister.
Put up the peace sign. Deuces.
Sorry. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I think it's one of those things where your fiance has definitely entertained her past a point of, actually, it's never okay. There's never a point. It's like, don't entertain another woman.
Like if Josh ever came home and said that, he would be dead. Like he'd have a funeral. Actually, like, you don't even deserve a funeral. You'd be gone missing.
I just think it comes down to the fact that, like, he's definitely said something to her along the lines of, like, he's probably told her that he has some interest in her, whether he said it directly or he's beating around the bush, and it's like they can tell. You got a baby 3 months ago, and now you have an 18-month and a 9-month-old. Wait, that doesn't make any sense. How do you have a 3-month-old and a 9-month-old and an 18-month-old?
Not 3-year-old?
9, 18, and 3 months. That doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. You can't have a 9-month-old and a 3-month-old.
No. And that means you literally would have, even between the first and the second, you would have been pregnant literally the month that you gave birth. That doesn't make any sense. This doesn't add up. The story's fake. I just cracked the code. It's a fake story. Because it can't be 18 years if they've only been together for 10.
No, but it could be 3 years old, 18 months, and
no. 9 years, 18 months, 18 months and 3 years.
That could be real.
That could be real. Okay,
9
maybe you messed up. Yeah. 9 years, 18 months, and 3 months.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. We're gonna hope that sorry, I keep hitting the wrong camera. we're gonna hope that that's what the breakdown is. But anyway, for argument's sake, we're just gonna keep going. I definitely think that's a discussion of like.
Also,
he's getting into territory where he's definitely possibly entertained a conversation like that, or
well, the door's open. So.
The door's open, and he's just waiting for her to step foot.
Also, we are a relationship where unless you brought that friendship into the marriage,
yeah,
you're not making new opposite sex friends. That's just us.
Yeah, that's
there's no
true.
reason to be
Yeah.
friends with an opposite sex.
No, I don't.
Unless you were friends, like I said, unless they were friends previously. Like I had some of my male friends at my wedding, well, one, and you had female friends at your wedding, as if we had separate weddings.
At my wedding, yeah.
At our wedding. But I just don't find that's just our relationship. People are going to say we're crazy. I don't really care. We are just not.
To me, I just don't see the value of. I just don't. I don't know. I don't want to.
It also depends. Like if you went to work and you came home and you had like a friend that was like a female friend that was like 50 years old.
Yeah, like, I understand what you're saying.
Then I'm like, okay, she's probably a real friend. But like a female, you're like, oh, I have this new work friend, and she's like our age.
Yeah.
Well, that work friend is dead now. So have fun.
No, but I just think it's insane that, first of all, your fiance entertaining a woman in any capacity is already a red flag.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're working 12 hours a day together, he sees her more than he sees you.
That is so true.
And again, I do believe that he's already shown that he has some interest in her, whether he's directly said it or not. And then there's an outburst saying, you want to honestly, you had a reason to be jealous of blank. She's into me. And it's like, yeah, psychotic. Now he's trying to rub it in your face, essentially.
That's psychotic.
And yeah, so I don't know.
And now you're going to feel insecure every single time he goes to work now.
How do I get past this? Am I supposed to be okay with this? No, you're not supposed to be okay with this. How do you get past this?
He has to quit his job. I'm not kidding though.
Like, I know it's bad. But that doesn't change the fact that he was even entertaining another woman. It doesn't change that.
That's true.
Whether he quits or not, it's still bad.
That is very true. Do you think that listen, my advice for you overall is, I don't think there is any advice because I just think the relationship is like, now going to be tainted a little bit.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Also, I have like off topic. Well, it's on topic, but do you think that we are classified as like, because a lot of people around us, I find like when we say like for example, like if Josh obviously was invited to the bar with his friends, yeah, he like for a birthday party or for a get together, like a pub, not a club, like a pub, of course, go, right? But I find a lot of people think we're crazy, but I don't find that we're crazy at all. I find that we have just like respect for it. And I'm not saying it doesn't mean you don't have respect if you don't do those things, but like I feel like it's not rules even because we've never had to discuss them. They're just like, we just have this
I think it's just morally like, okay, so here's my thing. It's like there would be, because we know each other, right? We know each other very well. And it's like, that me going to a club or whatever, or a bar for like whatever reason, first of all, that's not me. That's not part of
that's true.
Who I've ever been. And especially who I'm not now. I've never been that person. Mm-hmm. So it would be out of my character to want to go do things like that. Mm-hmm. And again, what value at this point in life, it's like you need to think about like what value does that particular thing bring to you? Like when I have a friend, it's like, what value does this friend bring to me? Are they just like a fun friend to be around? Are they a friend I can talk to about anything? Does going to a bar or a club or a pub benefit me in any way? Is it even fun to me? Probably not. So I think it's just like morally we've been that way since we've been together.
But I noticed that like a lot of people around us, like even family, they're like, oh, you guys are crazy.
Yeah, but again, it works for us, and we've talked about this.
But I feel like we're not crazy, like, because I'm never like. First of all, I'm never jealous. I'm never mad, and you're never jealous or never mad. Well,
we don't give each other reasons to be.
Exactly. I guess that's maybe it.
That's literally it.
And we agree on the things, so it doesn't seem crazy because we both are like, but we never even spoke about it. We just had like this unspoken
like thing.
Like we're just like, oh, like this just doesn't.
Because it doesn't interest any of us.
That's so true.
If it becomes a point where you're like, hey, I really want to go to the club with my girls,
Yeah.
I would say, what happened to you?
Yeah, you'd be like,
You little
what's going
floozy?
on?
What's going on here? What's going on?
I don't know why, but I think when you call me a floozy, it's so funny.
It's a joke, guys. But anyway, I just think it's like what would that do for you right now at this ripe old age?
I would, if I went to a club, I think I would actually, first of all, they would know I'm there because every single dance move I made would be a joint cracking or creaking. I'd be like,
Yeah.
And the only way that I would not feel absolutely sore is if I had like a million shots, and then at that point take me to the hospital because I'm too old for this. And I'd be hungover for, honestly, what sounds like absolute hell is taking care of a baby hungover.
Gosh.
It actually
hungover
sounds,
in general sounds terrible.
well, yeah, but also taking care of a baby,
no.
I seriously think I would go insane.
No, that sounds like torment.
If you've ever taken care of a child hungover,
Respect, I guess.
I guess, yeah, but yeah,
Cool.
respect.
Good for you, I guess. I don't know.
Let me know how that went. I think we're gonna wrap this up because Lavender, I can tell, is ready to just start screaming because
Cool.
she needs entertainment.
Well, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Anyway, and I think 6 should be back next week,
Yes,
so we're
he should
hoping.
be, yeah.
Let us know what you guys think of the episodes. Like, I like to always think about get feedback from
Yeah.
you guys to make sure
A lot of people liked the last one. Actually, I was surprised.
Did they?
Yeah. I got a lot of people on Patreon in my live being like, "Oh, I actually really enjoyed it."
Okay, cool. That's good to know, and
Yeah.
that's actually really good to know because we didn't think that was gonna happen. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, close it out.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like this vibe, go over to Patreon. It's $5. And if you have been on Patreon already, like if you're someone who's been a Patreon member, and you've been subscribed for like a couple months, you might as well buy the yearly package. You get 20% off, so you actually end up saving money and getting like 2 months free anyways. So you might as well, if you've already been subscribed for like over 6 months and you feel like you're gonna just stay, you end up paying for 10 months instead of 12. So yeah, I love you guys, and it is a great Christmas gift. Ask somebody to throw it in your Christmas list. Say, I want a yearly membership to Karlee's Patreon because it's really fun over there. We talk for hours, like 2 hours minimum a week over there on live. And then we have other things as well. We have a chat over there, like a chat where everyone can just like message each other, ask for advice, become friends. And yeah, I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye guys.